Good evening. This episode of the Intraday Price Action Recap is being brought to you by the Smart Money Manuscript. Hello, my name is Timothy Lee Wright Sr., and I'm the creator of the Smart Money Manuscript. But Tim, what is the Smart Money Manuscript? The Smart Money Manuscript is your roadmap to financial freedom. Inside this powerful course designed to transform your financial future, I've meticulously condensed over 1,000 of my public YouTube videos into 40 highly efficient lessons that span just 2.5 hours. This course is strategically designed into 4 phases to help guide your learning in the most logical and effective way possible. Phase 1 lays the groundwork, covering essential financial literacy like budgeting, banking, and taxes. In phase 2, you'll move beyond the basics, learning about brokerage accounts, figuring out how much you need for your own individual retirement. You learn about how to do fundamental research on companies, and you'll also learn how to conduct technical analysis by looking at stock charts. Phase 3 empowers you to build a robust portfolio and leverage your capital using advanced techniques like options and futures, and it also teaches you the importance of backtesting your strategies. Finally, phase 4 takes a deep dive into the advanced ICT concepts, giving you a professional edge. Each lesson includes a short quiz to help solidify your understanding. By the end of this journey, you'll have the confidence and tool that you need to make intelligent investing decisions, manage your money without fear or ambiguity. So if you want to be a long-term buy and hold investor, if you want to be a swing trader, if you want to be a day trader, if you want to trade stocks, if you want to trade options, if you want to trade futures, the Smart Money Manuscript is for you for $69.99. Yes, $69.99 for all of this here. Good evening, everybody. How y'all doing? Don't nobody want to hang out with me today, man. Don't nobody want to pull up inside the Zoom. Don't nobody want to pull up on the YouTube. Falling off, man. Falling off. I got to come up with some antics. Get my viewership up, I guess. I got to start, showing off cars and talk about my P&L and stuff like that. I got to start doing something to get my views up, man. Got to do something to get my views up. This morning I was looking at Patrick Wheelan channel. Shout out D-Money. I like D-Money. D-Money he been streaming with Patrick Wheelan lately. He used to streaming at evening time. This morning he was streaming during the daytime. They was out on a boat fishing. 3,000 people watching them live stream on the boat. D-Money looking at the phone, talk about the charts. Patrick just walk around, got his friends and family on the boat. They just out there fishing. 3,000 people on the live stream. That boy good. Yeah, somebody on here. Somebody on here they be like, that's what D-Money be saying. That boy good. Let's go, baby. Shout out D-Money. We out here. He'll say got a whole 11 people watching the stream. I got to up my antics. Happy holidays to you and your missus. I've been MIA. SJ. Man, I ain't seen SJ in a month of Sundays, man. Man, SJ, what's good, man? Good to see you. I wish I could see, I can't share the Zoom link on YouTube no more because the crank yankers be pulling up, man. If I could share the Zoom link on there, I'll have SJ pull up and holler at us, man. SJ, for those who don't know, throwback gang, just like Felicia out here. Uh, the old Discord. Remember, I told you I was separating the Discord from the YouTube. I separated the Discord from the YouTube. I started a new server, and it's an automated process through WAP. So the people that want to be in the Discord, they go through WAP and they do all the. I ain't got the ads you take you out, none of that. It's like an automatic process through WAP. And the Discord and the YouTube was like totally separate. But still got the Discord server, but I can't shit. Oh, you know what? Are you still in the old Discord server, SJ? If you still in the old Discord server, if you're still in the old Discord server, I could put the link in the old Discord server, and you can click on the Zoom and pull up and holler at us in the Zoom. Say hey, right? If you're still in the old server, because I still got the old server on here. Are you still in the let me see if you're still in the old server. Let me see. Members in the old server. Is SJ still in here? I don't know. What was your Discord name? What was your Discord name? Oh man, I'm looking in the old Discord server. I see a lot of old names. I see a lot of old names. Look, a Mimi in the old Discord server. Lorraine, Wales, J Rock, G Ferg. Man, it's a lot of old names in the old Discord server. Hines, man, see Hines in the old Discord server. No, I'm not there anymore. I'm going through new link and resub. Yeah, ain't nobody. Man, Kashaya, golly, Black Al Davis, uh, Neo, a 100. Oh man, Tasha, Thomas, Jennifer, man. I'm just looking at the names that I ain't seen. Lil Hawk, Casey. Looking at the old names. I'm looking at the old names of the people who ain't around no more. I'm looking at the names of the people who ain't around no more. It's a lot. It's a lot of people. All right, man. Enough of memory lane. Enough of memory lane. Appreciate SJ for letting me go back down memory lane. All right, got the opportunity to go back down memory lane. Good evening, everybody. If this first time tuning into Tim's Tidbits, allow me to say welcome. If it's not your first time tuning into Tim's Tidbits, I still want to say welcome. But I want to give you a nice hearty, well, thank you for always tuning into Tim's Tidbits. If you don't know who I am, my name is Timothy Lee Rogers Sr., a.k.a. Aranya Grande. That should be a big spot if you don't upload Spanio. And you're in tune to another episode of the Intraday Price Action Recap. If you missed the introduction, man, this episode of the Price Action Recap being brought to you by the Smart Money Manuscript. Smart Money Manuscript is a course that I put together myself. It's 19 videos and 19 quizzes. They've been having some issues with their site where when you can go through and take the quiz, but it wouldn't let you submit it to get your thing to say, hey, you passed or hey, you didn't, right? They've been having problems with their sites. No fault of mine. I talked to them about it. Hey, look, man, it's some kind of coding thing on their site, right? Talked to them about it. They still ain't fixed it. I guess that's not top tier dire straits type stuff because of course they trouble tickets come in. They got to fix it by tier of importance. I don't know. I apologize for that. But speaking of the Smart Money Manuscript, tomorrow, I know tomorrow is the third Saturday, right? But we're doing our Q&A session on the third Saturday this month because last Saturday, my baby graduated from Georgia Southern University, right? So I couldn't do the Q&A session last month. So we're doing the Q&A session tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And yes, the Smart Money Manuscript is $69.99. The first link in the description below. That's all you pay. And you get an opportunity to sit down with me every second Saturday at 12 p.m. to answer your hard-hitting question when it comes to all things stock market, price action related, anything you want to talk to me about dealing with the course or just stock market stuff. It's just your time to ask me questions, right? It ain't time to get to know me. Whatever your questions is when it comes to trading, investing, how to understand the ICT concepts, whatever. This is the time to sit down and talk with me face to face, mano y mano, if you will. And we'll be doing that tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Is normally every second Saturday. No extra charge. $69.99. First link in the description below. Speaking of links below, I have an affiliate link for Apex down there. Apex is having a 80% off sale right now. Right? 80% off sale until it's one day next week. Thanks the 23rd. Yes. 80% off sale. All of their account sizes are the exact same price. 80% off. So you pay like 30 something dollars for any account size, right? You pay it's like 30 something dollars that you pay for any account size. And then if you have 100K or smaller, the PA activation fee is $65, right? Large than 100K, I think it's like $125 for the PA activation fee. And then during this time, if you blow your account, the resets are $25 now. Don't go reset crazy because you still have to pay the activation fee. Okay, so don't go out there, blow, and have to pay 25. You know what I'm saying? You're starting to defeat the purpose of the sale. Okay. Second link in the description below. I appreciate everybody that's been going crazy. Y'all been going crazy on the link this month because they had a 90% off sale, and they backed it up with an 80% off sale. Y'all been going crazy on the link. I appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna help your boy bounce back for Christmas. Right. So next month in January, when I get that affiliate payout, that's gonna help me recoup some of this Christmas shopping money. Right. My wife told me the other day. She said, Thompson, I've been having so much fun shopping during this Christmas season because Christmas is her holiday. That's her time of year. So she been shopping, baby. She been big shopping. And she just been having a ball this Christmas season. Right. I'm gonna see how much of a ball. I'm gonna see how much that ball reflects into my gifts. I'm gonna get another sweatshirt. get another sweatshirt and some socks, jeans. Who up in here? We know SJ pulled up. Shout out SJ in the building. We got Felicia in the building. You know what I'm saying? Throwback gang members. We got Ice D. Ice D, I'm assuming Ice D be like over on the PW stream. I've never seen the name Ice D over here before, but I'm assuming he be over here because I was talking about D Money from the PW stream, and Ice D put that boy good in the chat. Shout out Ice D for putting the Ice D if this ain't first time hanging out with us. I jellypies, but I just ain't never seen that name before. Shout out Ice D. We got of course Hit Learn and Share up in here. We got AJ up in here. I mean, when I was calling AJ Twan, I don't know why I was calling him Twan. All right, we got AJ up in here. We got we got Kim up in here. Did I say here to learn and share? If I didn't say here to learn and share, what's going on here to learn and share? Here to learn and share, say she in holiday mode. We got Mike Pence fly up in here, dude. If y'all don't know who Mike Pence fly is, Mike Pence fly be hanging out with Empire Trading. All right, we got Mike Pence fly up in here. We got Jada up in here. We got Yolanda up in here. Um, evening to you too. At work, but we'll try to participate. Wink, wink, wink. We ain't gonna do no class participation today because y'all be hurting my feelings. I be trying to do class participation and y'all don't want to participate. And then that make me want to get off the live stream. And so I ain't gonna do no class participation today. All right. Them all I see more numbers than I see names, but them all the names that I see, so them all the names gonna say. Did Price do anything today that make you go, hmm? Did Price do anything today that caught you off guard? Hmm? If it did something today that caught you off guard, say, hey, Tim, Price did something that caught me off guard. Right? Price did something that caught me off guard. And if you say that, then I'll say, okay, let's let's see if we can figure this thing out. All right. Let's see if we can figure this thing out. Let's look at it and see what did you miss? What did you not see that you could have saw to help you uh, understand it better? Sorry, y'all. I'm turning my sound on. I wonder, you know what? If I enable a weight room, right? If I enable a weight room, does that make you go into a weight room and I have to let you in? Somebody in Zoom, do me a favor and go out of the Zoom and then come back in and see if it makes you go into a room where I make you to have to let you in. Let me see something. Yes, it did. Okay, it did. It did it. All right. Okay, since it did it, that's what I'm gonna do. SJ, you still in the chat? SJ, if you still in the chat, click on I'm about to put the link in the chat, and it's got the wait, Roman. Why that man? See, man, they changing too much stuff, man. Where's my should it be all right. SJ, you still in here? If you still in here, put yes in the chat, and I'm gonna put the link. I'm gonna put the link in the what's the name? I'll put the link in the chat so you can pull up it. Now watch SJ pretend like they ain't in the chat no more, so they ain't got to pull up and say, hey. Yeah, and that's gonna make me cry. See that what I tell you. SJ pretend like they ain't in the chat no more. What you said? Use Discord. Be careful. Oh, see, that's why I said it. That's why I said it so that I got to let you in. So I ain't I ain't gonna just see what happened. In like last time, I saw the name John, and I let John. I thought that was John from the gang, and when I let that John in, that's when the crank yanker came in. Click on that link, SJ. I'll let you into the Zoom. Pull up and say hey to the gang, man. Don't hurt my feelings now, SJ. Don't start giving me all the excuses. My background too loud. I'm at work. I'm out with my family. I'm driving. I'm, I'm I'm doing everything. I'm too shy. I'm I'm this. I'm that. I'm so. I'm this. I'm that. Uh, but they all just wait, 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 wait. Look at that. Feelings hurt. SJ wouldn't pull up. Anywho, let's go ahead and get to it, man. My feelings hurt. Let me share my screen. Let me share my screen. Do 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 do. Let me share my screen. Share my screen. Do 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 do. Again, if your first time pulling up, I appreciate y'all. Hit the like button. If you ain't subscribed, please subscribe. Share this out with somebody who you think might get something out of this. Hey Tim, what is all this junk on your charts? Well, ain't nothing but some little magical lines that I bought off Amazon Prime for the low price of free 99. It was a guy on there. I think the name of his store was like ICT, and his name was Michael Huddleston, and he was talking about some things, talking about stuff that how the market really booked and what made the what book price, how price really booked. And so I just went out there and it was like, get all you shop all you want for free. I said, give me I want a fib tool. I want a fib retracement tool, whatever that means. I said, I want a rectangle tool, right? And I want I want a horizontal ray. I want a trend line tool. I want an info line tool. All right. And when I got these tools, I wasn't expecting a lot, right? Zoom user. Who is that? Who is Zoom user? If you are Zoom user, right? If you are Zoom, who is Zoom? SJ, are you Zoom user? Right. Zoom user. It just says Zoom user. I can't let you in unless I know who you are because it just says Zoom user. Right. Message waiting room. Okay. All right. Whoever that Zoom user is, I sent the message. They're not. Who are you? Waiting room does not support reactions or replies. All right. SJ left the message, but yes, it's me. All right. Hey, if the crank yanker pop up, if the crank yanker pop up, SJ, is that you? It's SJ. What's happening? I can't hit. I see you trying to. Okay, there you go.
Hey y'all.
What's
Yeah, I
going
had
on?
a loop for a minute. I had a baby and he taking me through there. And I'm like, you know what? I gotta get back in there. So
Take me
I
through
saw
there.
your
Take me
alerts
through
pop up.
there.
I saw your alerts pop up and I said, you know what? I need to get back on this now.
Congratulations on the little one.
Yes, he is my shadow, but I'm not complaining. So and congratulations to you and your new graduate you got coming out this weekend.
That was last weekend. She
Last
graduated. Yeah,
weekend.
she graduated from Georgia Southern. I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. That's why I couldn't do the Q&A with the Smart Money Manuscript last week because I was over in Savannah at the graduation. But you know,
Okay.
I
Okay.
appreciate you for tapping in. I know
Sounds good. Yeah, I definitely miss y'all. I missed that morning. I miss all of it. I miss everybody, the names when you went down memory lane. I'm like, yeah, I remember them. But yes,
yeah.
I definitely got to get back on it because
Back down memory lane. Oh, you got a little one now. How old you baby now?
he 3.5. He 3.5. He'll be 4 in March. Yeah, it's
Oh,
been a
you got
minute.
you
I've
got a
been out the loop
grown
for a
man.
minute. Mm-hmm.
Got a grown. Oh yeah, he can. Hey, it's time for him to get a computer and start charting. Tell him to pull
You
up,
know
man.
what? I already be looking. I got pictures of him now. He be sitting there just a looking, and my computer's touch screen, and I'm like, back up, but it's never too early to start. But yeah, I'm
Yeah,
definitely putting him on. Yeah, he's gonna do better than mama
yeah.
and daddy.
Tell him to pull up, man. Tell him Uncle Tim got a seat for him with all the knowledge that he want. You feel me?
Yes, and I would definitely be in touch to find out. I know you said you on WAP now. I have heard and seen that, so I will be trying to figure out like what's the new and so I can get caught up because I feel like I don't miss so much, and
You
I
know
have.
what? In the spirit of your son being 3, that's what I'm gonna do, right? Just in the spirit of your son, period, because Tim love the kids, right? I'm a, uh, I'm gonna send you a link. I'm gonna send you a link here on Zoom for the Smart Money Manuscript on
What?
Uncle Tim. Yeah, on Uncle Tim. Send you a link for the Smart Money Manuscript, right? It's got the videos in there. You can look at the videos. Got the quizzes. I told you they got an issue with their site with a quiz. You can take the quiz, but it's not great in it. It's not letting you know it's 5 questions each quiz, 19 videos, 19 quizzes, whole smart money manuscript. And then every second Saturday, we get together and do a Q&A at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Hmm.
Right. But get that there. And as long as WAP site be up, it's gonna be there. You can sit down with him at it, starting young, just showing him the information, teaching him the information, what I'm saying, then use the information for yourself, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And just, you know, and build. And you
Thank
know what I'm
you,
saying?
Tim. I really
You're
appreciate
so welcome,
you. The
man.
one. Thank you.
Tim love the kids, man. Tim love the kids. I'm trying. I'm on here not trying to go in and put together the. I got to get the. Let me. The easiest way for me to do it would just be make a code because I think I deactivated the link for the gang. I think I
Mhm.
deactivated. I had a free link for the gang, and I think I deactivated. Let me check. If I deactivated that link, I'll just make a code real quick, and then I'll just send you the link with the code. Hold on, let me see here.
Gotcha, 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 gotcha.
Hold on, let me see. Where's my they be man, all these sites be changing stuff all the time. They'll products, there it is. Okay, smart money manuscript. Okay, that's archived. That's the one with the yeah. Okay, so that's the regular one. All right, that's the regular one. All right, let me make a code real quick. Promo code.
I really appreciate that, Tim.
You good, man. Oh, look at that. I got a promo code in here that I did for my brother, and he didn't use it right. So I'm just gonna use this because this code still active, right? Because he went in trying to do it, forgot to put the code in, paid for it, and I had to refund the money. But this code still out there. So let me copy this code. All right, let me
That'll work.
see. Oh, you showed up as Zoom user. I'm looking for your name. Hold on.
Let me
Message.
see. New chat.
All right, that's hold on. That's the code. Now let me get a link to the thing. All right. Don't say the code out loud because somebody might go in there and use your code.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Let me see. I think that's the right thing. Let me see here. All right. That should be the link. And then that code, make sure you put that code in right there. Put that code in and that'll make it free.
Now, did it show up on where's the code? Is it in the chat?
I put it in the private chat. I said the chat and
Gotcha. I see the other one. Gotcha. Oh, thank you so
it
much.
should be the code at the top, and then it should be a link, and that code will make it free.
Gotcha.
That code will make it free. Cause
I'm
that
on it.
I made that for my brother I made that for my brother 4 months ago. And it's only because I mean it's a 0 of 1 use because I made a code just good for use one time, and he signed up, and I'm like, why didn't you use the code, man? I forgot to put the code in, and then so I had to refund the money to him, but that code's still active. So go and use that. You know what I'm saying? That's my gift. You know what I'm saying, to you as a welcome back to
Thank you.
being back
Despite
on
the game.
back on the spot, get back in the spot again, getting back serious, locked in with your investing and trading journey, and then something that you can share with your little man early. You know what I'm saying? Just get him. It's short videos, you know what I'm saying? They ain't too long. He can sit there in front of for a little bit, and you can just play it, you know what I'm saying, from time to time, just get and have a basis to be able to talk to him about it. It's like very structured. It's very structured, you know what I'm saying? It's got slides you can download the slides and show, because I'm just reading the slides, you know what I'm saying? So if you just want to look at the slides or talk through the slides with him, talk through the slides with your husband, talk to the slide, you know what I'm saying? Just whatever. It's just, there you go. It's out there.
Gotcha. I would appreciate that.
Oh, man, I appreciate you, man.
Thank
Throwback
you.
gang in the building, man.
Thank
Throwback
y'all.
gang in the building. You feel me? Now stop running your mouth. Let me get back to what I'm supposed to be doing,
All
man.
right.
Get out of here, man.
I'll
Yeah.
let you see them. Take care now. Appreciate it.
All right.
Y'all
All
be
right.
good.
Hey, now, like we were saying, did Price do anything today that caught you off guard? Uh, did it do anything that caught you off guard? If it did, you know what I'm saying, holla at your boy. Let me take this link out of the chat before Crank Yanker jump on it. Let me take that link out of the chat before Crank Yanker jump on. All right. Shout out Rhonda and Felicia who pulled up. Today is Friday, December the 19th. We got 2 trading days before Christmas, and I think 1 trading day after Christmas. Is it? No, it's 2 trading days before Christmas, and then 3 trading days. Hold up, let's go back and check. We checked this last week. We checked it last week, but y'all know it's like I be tapping out. I be tapping out. Holiday schedule. Holiday schedule. Holiday schedule this year. All right. So for Christmas on the equities, right? So there you go. So Wednesday, right? So there's no trading on Wednesday, no trading on Thursday, and then the market opens up. Yeah, so we got Friday. Okay. So no trading Wednesday and Thursday. So you got trading Monday, Tuesday, and Friday, right? Monday, Tuesday, and Friday next week. Short week. It's Christmas week. I don't know what the trading gonna be like, right? It might be low volatility trends to the upside, maybe low volatility trends to the downside. It may be chop slop. I don't know what it's gonna be like, right? I don't really remember the week of trading, the week of Christmas trading from last year. I ain't gonna sit here and act like I remember exactly what the week of Christmas trading was like last year, but I know it's the holiday season. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people probably taking vacation. You know what I'm saying? So probably ain't no real big activity going on. And, you know, maybe that's why we tend to get like a Santa Claus rally at the end of the year. You know what I'm saying? I think the Santa Claus rally is like historically like the end of December going right into the beginning of January, I think. You know, it depends on who you ask. Some people say the Santa Claus rally be leading into Christmas. Some people say it's after Christmas. I've always known it to be like right at the end of the year. You know what I'm saying? So who cares? Who cares? Anyway, 2 trading days before Christmas, then one trading day after Christmas next week. So 3 trading days next week. Yes. The mark the market will open the night of Christmas, right? It will open the night of Christmas. That's the right because the market opens at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right? For the Asian session. But for Wednesday and Thursday, right? When it closes at 1:15 on Wednesday afternoon, right? As it is closed until Christmas night, right? And if I'm not mistaken, I think it's something dealing with like the market can't be closed like more than 2 days in a row or something like that. Like when I first started trading, I remember reading something or hearing something about the reason why like the holidays be set a certain way is something about like cause the market can't be closed for more than 2 days straight. You know what I'm saying? It can't be closed for more than 2 days straight. So I don't know, but that's the holiday schedule, right? That's the holiday schedule. Um, so do with that what you will. This week here, this is a 60-minute chart right here. And let me hide some of this stuff here. But before I hide that stuff, right? Y'all see how when I be talking about knowing what PD arrays to choose, right? Knowing what PD arrays to choose to focus on. Okay. It's yes, over time, you start to develop like a feel for it, but that feel is rooted in the understanding of the concepts, right? What's the most important thing when it comes to the concepts? What's king when it comes to the concepts? Talk to me. What's king when it comes to concepts? I give you a clue. We got a little graphic for it. We got a little.
I said knowing the range you're in.
Oh my God. Y'all shout out. Y'all shout out my little helper. Y'all shout out my little helper. She be swinging for the fences. She be swinging for the fences, right? She be swaying for the fifth. But we got a graphic for it. And what's king? What is king? Right. There you go here to learn this shit. Come on, you can do it, Yolanda. What's king? We got a whole graphic for it.
Time and price?
We'll take off and price.
Oh, time.
Time is king. There you go. Time is king. So since time is king, that's the first thing you want to think about when it comes to why am I looking at this PD array, right? Now, the algorithm will do something very interesting, right? The algorithm will use time to create. Why did I open this up? Oh, time is king. That's what I was looking for. All right. Time is king. Let me open up both of these here. PD array matrix, time is king, right? All right. This is the graphic right here. Time is king. Okay. Time is king. All right. Now the algorithm would do something very special, right? Because we talk about day trading and scalping, and we talk about swings, right? And these are all like for swings. These are like time type things. What season you're in, what time of month is it based off of like high impact news, because these are times when the algorithm is going to do certain things, right? Times of the month when it's high impact news. What happens during high impact news? The market uses news to do what? It starts with the M, right? What does the algorithm use news to do to price? When it takes price and it forms manipulate it, right? It uses these times to manipulate the price, right? They can manipulate it in a way of consolidating. They can manipulate it in a way of expanding it in the wrong direction to manipulate you, catch you off side. They can manipulate it in a sense to expand it in the direction they want to go, but farther than they normally would, right? They use these times to do things, right? And when you're looking at it from a how can I participate standpoint, right? You have not only do you have days, months, weeks, you have intraday times where you have windows where the algorithm is going to refer to specific times to look for specific footprints, right? And when it comes to focusing on what PD arrays do I need to focus on, right? So when we look at let's go to our higher time frame, right? We're gonna go to our I just typed 1D somewhere. Where did it go? If y'all see 1D somewhere, all right. So when we come here, right? Let me hide this monthly high. So what's that? What? You say something to me? Oh. All right. They yeah, what's up? I just got on. You need something? What's up? Oh. SJ, no, don't SJ, no, don't use that one there. Don't sign up on the YouTube one. The YouTube one, I don't be doing nothing with the YouTube no more, SJ. I don't be doing nothing with the YouTube no more. Right. And it ain't even no way for me to refund on the YouTube. But I don't be doing nothing with the YouTube one no more. I be doing it with the through WAP, Like the YouTube membership, that's just cause you wanna buy me a cup of coffee. You know what I'm saying? That's just because you want to buy me a cup of coffee. It's like all the stuff is like through WAP if you want to like sign up, if you want to do like a membership thing. Everything is like through WAP. And I ain't got no way to do no refunds. But I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. Back to what I was saying. SJ done throw me off, y'all. I done got distracted. Squirrel. So, right, this right here, for those who know, right, these levels here is black, blue, red, blue, and black lines here, right? This right here is part of our 20-day look back, right? And if we come here, this is 40 days, then this is 60 days over here, right? So I should do it like this. Hot dog with Tim. I know y'all like Tim. You going through all that for nothing. I don't care. My channel. Right? So this right here is 20 days. God dog it. Oh, my caps lock on. That's why. All right. 20 days. Y'all gonna be like, he sat there and did all that, and that's all he wanted to do with them lines. Cause I ain't gonna do nothing else with these lines. Right? He gonna do nothing else with these lines. Now, if I come here, okay, and I put a box around this right here like this, okay, if I go here and I do this right here, who that? I saw somebody pop back in. All right. All right. So, as y'all see, right? 20 days back, right? This here is the highest high, and this is the lowest low, right? When we look 20 days back, right? If we look 40 days back, right? This is the highest high. That's the lowest low, right? So, yeah. It's all right. I'm going to go to Zena house. I'm about to get back to this umbrella. Yeah, hold on one second. All right. So, and if we look at our 40-day look back, high is high, low is low, right? Quadrant, quadrant, quadrant. Okay. And then if we look 60 days back from where we are, right? This is the highest high. This is the lowest low, right? And if we look at our 60-day look back, right? High is high, low is low, quadrant, quadrant, quadrant. All right. So we look at 20 days back, right? Particularly for our day trading, right? Our day trading and short-term swing trading opportunities. What are we looking for 20 days back, 40 days, 60 days back? What are we looking for, right? Well, let me put it like this. What is the algorithm looking for 20 days back, 40 days back, 60 days back? And as Mama D used to say, in that order. In that order. Right? Because time is the most important thing. So it looks back in a time span of 20 days, then 40 days, then 60 days. All right. So looking back like that right there. And what is it looking for in that order? That's the question. What is it looking? What is the algorithm looking for? Talk to me.
Liquidity or inefficiencies.
Yes, not just inefficiencies, it's looking for all of the footprints, but yes, liquidity and inefficiencies for the most part, because the algorithm is always looking for liquidity and imbalances, right? It's looking for liquidities and imbalances in price. But in the case of the the look back, right, it's looking back at not only just liquidity and imbalances, it's looking for all of the footprints that it left in the wake, right? And all of the footprints are the PD arrays. Okay. But the what's the name is to clear the highs when price rejects, right? A little bit deeper than that. Him knowledge, right? A little bit, yes, breadcrumbs. It's a little bit deeper than that. So it's looking back for liquidity, but it's also looking back for the footprints that it left behind. And so since we know this, this is how we can get on board with IPTA. And because we started this out knowing what PD arrays to focus on, right? So if we understand time is king, right? And we understand you can look at it from a swing trading standpoint and a day trading standpoint, right? So we want to look When proof rejects on the daily, what I look for, big brother, just trying to learn. Yeah, we going through it. All right. You want to look for things on the higher time frame, like the daily and the weekly, right? For your swing trades. And you want to look at stuff on your lower time frame, right? Like on intraday during these times, your sessions, your kill zones, your macro windows, right? You're looking at stuff during these times, right? Because price is fractal, right? Because price is fractal. All right. So keep that in mind. This is a daily chart, right? When we came up here, we made this low, sweeping that liquidity. Then we came up and we made this high, right? For our 20-day look back, we said this was the highest high and this was the lowest low. So inside this 20-day look back, right? Now let's hide the other look backs. Let's hide the 40 and the 60. Oh, I hit it 20. Right? So we're high in the 40 and the 60. Okay. Inside the 20-day look back, right? This is when price, because remember, we came up and made this high, right? Once we made this high inside this window, right? We're looking at this is our when we marked this out, we was a little bit farther over, right? When we marked this out. So we mark this out. Let's go to here, right? This is how it was when we marked it out. Okay. So what's it say? Right. Because when we initially marked it out, I think it was a high there, and then we poked above it on this day right here. Right. That was the high. And then that day right there, we poked above it. Right. So inside of this window here, right? Inside of this window here, because this is this week, because we take this is Friday, Thursday, and this is Monday right here, right? So if we start in this week out, is when we put this up here. So this is Friday on back. That's why I moved it over to there, right? Because this is this week's trading here, right? Where that line come from? Get out of here, line. All right. This right here is this week's trading, and this is Friday. So that's why I moved it over to there. Because that's what it was. We marked this out. So inside of our 20-day window right here, right? Inside of our 20-day window, okay? When we look back 20 days, right? This is our 20 days. This was the highest high. This is the lowest low. That's our liquidity. Okay. That's our liquidity. Liquidity pool here, liquidity pool there. No need to overcomplicate it, right? That's our liquidity and our look back. Okay. When we look back, right? What if y'all don't remember, right? If y'all don't remember, right? The PD arrays that we were focusing on inside this 20-day look back window, right? If y'all remember, we were focusing on that inversion fair value gap, all right? That inversion fair value gap and that order block right there, right? That inversion fair value gap and that order block. That's what we were focusing on inside this 20-day look back. All right. Now, Tim, why are we focusing on those? We started out talking about time is king, right? I'm glad you asked that question, little Timmy Rogers. Okay. When it comes to the ICT concepts, right? You can put everything into quadrants. dealing ranges, right? A dealing range is just a span of time. Something happened during a span of time, right? So in this case, our 20-day look back happens to be an actual dealing range, right? You don't want to confuse your dealing range with your if to look back range. Now, you can put your if to look back range in the form of a you can put it into quadrants, your if to look back range, but there will be times when your highest high and lowest low inside your if to look back range won't be an actual dealing range, because a dealing range is formed when liquidity is swept on both ends. When you sweep sales, when you come down and sweep sell side liquidity, then go up and sweep buy side liquidity, you create a new dealing range. In this case, that would be a bullish dealing range because you swept the sell side first, right? If you go up and sweep buy side liquidity, then come down and sweep sell side liquidity, you create a bearish dealing range. Liquidity was taken on both ends. Okay. But if you get to a point in your if to look back, let's just say, let's pretend like this is our if to look back right here. If that's the high and that's the low there, right? This right here would just be inside of that dealing range, right? But that'll be our full if to look back, even though our dealing range, this is the high of our range, that's the low of our range, right? Our if to look back would just be inside of that dealing range. So you can still put the if to look back into quadrants, and you can still put your dealing range in quadrants, right? So you don't want to confuse the two. When you're thinking about it, you want to understand, why am I grabbing my magical Fibonacci tool? Okay, now that that's out of the way.
Yeah, sorry. I understood everything you're saying. So, and we just so happen to have a dealing range for this, but in the example you just gave, where you had the 20-day that wasn't a dealing range, we put it in quadrants, but what would be, I guess, would that still be any significance since it's in within a dealing range? You would still just work within those quadrants for that, or would it be subservient to that dealing range it was in? You understand? You kind of get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
So if I was coming I would say, oh, I'm gonna retrace the equilibrium. Would I be looking at the dealing range, or would I be looking at 20?
At this time, when this right here was our 20-day look back here to there, right? That right there is not a dealing range. That's just a price leg inside of this dealing range, right? You can choose whichever one you want to look at, because the algorithm is going to respect the quadrants of this dealing range, just like it's going to respect the quadrants of this price leg. But you don't want to put like so much an emphasis of it's got to come back to a premium or discount inside the overall dealing range, especially if it has like a balanced price range in that dealing range. That's why when we're looking at dealing ranges like this, you're looking at the latest expansion all the time. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, it don't matter which one you use, the algorithm is going to respect them all, and then it'll show you, am I going to continue outside of this range and still be respecting me? Because it doesn't stop respecting the quadrants just because it moves outside of a range. You see what I'm saying? It's going, just like when we talk about it all the time, be like, okay, this is our dealing range here, but these are the quadrants on what this session has done. It respect the stank out of them sections quadrants, but it still be pinging inside of the daily dealing range quadrants. You see what I'm saying? Okay. So it's like, it's kind of like confluence of your trading window. Okay, if I'm looking at a smaller range inside of a larger range, now I'm making my trading decisions off of here. I'm not trying to force these trading decisions on this higher time frame, because this is subordinate to this right here, right? I'm going to trade within this, and then if it wants to go outside of that, then I'll leave some runners, or I'll continue once it gets back outside of that. But I'm not trying to force the ideas of this smaller section, be it a 20-day look back, be it a smaller dealing range, be it a price leg, whatever. I'm not trying to force this to make it go all the way out there. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
All right. And so once we put our 20-day look back into quadrants, right? And then this case here, it happens to be an actual dealing range, right? What do we say? These quadrants here are put there for future reference, future point. This is where my trading opportunities are going to form in the future, right? And we look back for confluence to the stuff that's happening over here. So let me copy this because I don't want to move my actual look back, right? So I'm going to copy this here. I'm going to clone that. I'm going to hide that. Then I'm going to re-anchor that. Okay. So now let's put that at 292. This is how we use it. All right. So we drew it based off of making this high, right? So since we drew it off making this high, right? Once this high is formed, right? Now we have it drawn. It's drawn on this range, but we're drawing it like this because it's showing us our future trading opportunities, right? And our high probability trading opportunities are it's going to fall between this upper quadrant and this lower quadrant. This is where our high probability trading opportunities are going to form inside these areas here. So how do you use that information? What do we say? We look back, right? 20, 40, and 60 days. And what do we say? We look back for what? Confluence to support our high probability trading opportunities at these quadrants. So when you take this magical Fibonacci tool that you get on Amazon.com, the stories, I think it's ICT, if I'm not mistaken, the owner of the store is Michael J. Huddleston. And once you get this very important Fibonacci tool, right, it's key settings that you put in it, right? When you go in, you want to set a setting for a 0. You want to set a setting for a 0.25 or 25%. You want to set a setting for 50%. You want to set a setting for 75%, and you want to set a setting for 1 or 100%, right? That's what you want to set in there. And once you set it, right, you want to click on the high that you're watching, and you want to pull it down and click on the low. What that does, that puts your 75 at the top, the premium side of the range. It puts your 50 in the middle, and it puts your 25 at the discount side of the range. All right. So then when you click there, right? When you click there, and can we extend it both ways, right? And you extend it to the left, we look back, right? I'm gonna hide the right for right now, right? When you extend it to the left, right? What do we say the high probability trades are going to set up? Between this upper quadrant and this lower quadrant. This is where your key trading opportunities are going to form. When you look back to the left, what did I say we was focusing on in our 20-day look back? I said we was focusing on that SIBI right there, and we were focusing on that order block right there. Well, Tim, why did you pick those? Because when I look back, that SIBI 1 is in line with that upper quadrant. That order block One is in line with the equilibrium and the lower quadrant. Two, that SIBI right there is the first SIBI that was created when we came down and swept liquidity. So if we get back above it, I want to see if it's going to be used as an inversion fair value gap, right? Now, so when we look back, boom, we got him. I probably took all of this off. Did I take all of this off? Yeah, I done took all of that off. I don't have all that on there no more. All right, so I took all of that off, but let's go ahead and mark this out. All right, is this making any sense to y'all? Is this if y'all getting something out of this, y'all do me a favor, hit the like button and share this with somebody who might get something out of it. All right. Y'all hit that like button and share this with somebody who might get something out of it. All right. Okay. And that there. And I said we was watching this daily order block. Order block, daily bullish order block. Right. We're going. I like to do my order blocks body to body when they have like this long wick up there. I like to mark them out body to body. Okay. And we also always say you're looking for sensitivity in the wick, right? We always say that you're looking for sensitivity in the wick whenever you have like an order block, right? Looking for sensitivity in that wick. Okay. So now we see if we look here, right? Now let me hide this right here because I got a lot going on. All right. Now, okay. Now looking at the chart, okay, with our 20-day look back, right? Starting here, this was Monday, right? We started here. This was Monday. This was Friday, right? So this was Monday coming into this week. Last week, right? Before we got there, once we made that high, we'll go all the way back there and watch from when we made the high right there on that Wednesday, right? But now coming into the new week right here, right? If we chop this off, right? Just say you starting this out on Saturday, right? This is what your chart looks like right here. Now you got a clear representation of, right, the liquidity that you're looking at, right, as far as like the overall range, right? That low right there. Okay. Got that low right there. And then you got that high up there. All right. That low up there, that high up there. And then, right. And that's our quadrants, right? These are our quadrants that we're looking for things to happen in this range to give us our most high probability setups, right? For short-term swing trades, for intraday, for whatever you're looking at, right? And I'm throwing a quick gem right here before we go any further. If you are in between these quadrants right here, if price is in between these quadrants and kind of hanging out right inside here, just like how, see how price is kind of hanging out inside here for these days here, then when it drop down inside there, if you're in between quadrants, guess what you can do? You can put quadrants. You can put quadrants in between the quadrants like that. And right, matter of fact, I'm not even gonna, I was gonna take that day off, but I'll put it back on. Right, I'll put it back on. And then if we go, right, so this is right here. Let's move this over to when it starts, right? So for these quadrants right here, right, because it's based off of this high. So once this candle closes, right, going forward, so from there to there, because I'm running quadrants on there. So going forward, going to go down to the lower time frame and look at this right here. Just go to a 15-minute time frame so we can get a lot of information. Oh my God. Oh my God. Do you see what I see? All right. When you look at this, oh my, when you look at this, all right. So this is when it starts right here, right? This right here is the start of this day. This red candle right there is the start of this day, right? So this is based off of, right? This is based off of looking back in this direction right here, right? We make it for trading opportunities moving forward, okay? If we look back in the direction, right, of what's going on, just even on this lower time frame here, right? If we look back in this direction here, starting here, right? We look back here, right? We have a SIBI right there, right? If we come all the way over here, right? Right, when price started coming back down, this SIBI is connected to this equilibrium, right? What happens here once we trade up to this equilibrium, respect this SIBI that's on this equilibrium, drop down, take out the liquidity. When we come up and manipulate this high, we're inside of that SIBI all the way back over there, and we sell off right there. All right. This is all the way to the opposite end, leaving, right? This is that big day that drop. Look over here, right? When we start selling down, right? We're selling down, 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 right? All we doing is Tim, it ain't did nothing for me. All it did was just go straight down, right? Okay, I see that. But as it was going down, what did it do? Right? As it was coming down, right? We're coming down, coming down, coming down, coming down. What does it do at all these spots, right? It creates a PD array there, right? We're coming down, right? When we're leaving this area right here, like trading down below that right there, right? As we're coming out of this area right here, right? We're coming down, we create a PD array right on that quadrant right there. As we're coming down, leaving this area right here, we create a PD array on that quadrant right there, right? Remember, this price action start from here this way. This is after we've run these quadrants on this area over here, in between this right here. So all of this is magically forming these PD arrays right on these very specific quadrants in between this imaginary specific quadrant area. And as we come down and we sweep this liquidity, we come back up here and we're consolidating right there on that magic quadrant line inside of that magic SIBI right there, right? And then what do? We expand up and we come right back up to another magic quadrant line right there at that SIBI right there. And what do we do here? We create another BISI right on that magic quadrant line right there. And then once we come up, we trade above here, take out some liquidity, and then we drop all the way back down again, right? We do not take out the low. We engineer relative equal lows, right? Just above the low of this magical area here. That's a quadrant, a higher time frame quadrant in line with the low of this quadrant here. Then we come back up and what we got a SIBI there. We stop at that magical SIBI line. I mean, that magical quadrant line at that SIBI, right? We drop back down, right? Come inside of that down close candle right there, which is in line with that quadrant line. Come back down inside of that down close candle right there. That's in line with that quadrant line right there. Right. And then we rally back up, and then we stop in another place, some magical place, 50% in between there, little consolidation inside of that magical SIBI right there, right? And then we start to displace up. As we start to displace away as we're leaving this area, right? We got our fair value gap there. As we break in our structure, trade back down into the fair value gap. Then we come back up, we create another BISI right there on that magical quadrant line right there. And then we trade up, come up here, engineer highs, don't take out that high. Then the next day we open up, gap down very far, right? Gap down very far, and we trade back up into that BISI that's right there on that magical quadrant line. And don't forget, remember that first SIBI that we created when we first dropped down and created this SIBI right here that was in line with that magical quadrant line. Now that we've traded above it, closed above it, and came back below it, now what is it? It's a reclaimed imbalance, right? That was our first one there, right? So if it don't use that first one as a inversion, once we come back low below it, we anticipated to use it as a reclaim. We reclaim in line with that magical quadrant line, right? Then we come here and we create a SIBI right there in line with that magical quadrant line, right? And we already talked about this over here, right? We traded up into the SIBI, broke structure, traded up, manipulated out that. And not only did we use that SIBI there, we went all the way back over here, right? And we talked about the magical connections of the look back. All right. And that it works in between, and it works just like everything else, right? That was just a little free one. That was a free one that I just threw in there, right? So going back to the daily time frame, right? Going back to the daily time frame now, right? Now we see that we have our PD arrays that we're focusing on based off of our 20-day look back. Now we got a very specific area that now we know when price gets to these areas, now I'm looking for something to happen, right? If price has not gotten to these areas, right, I see that there are other things that I can do, right? Other things that I can watch, right? But these are the specific ones that we focusing on, okay? You say, Tim, why aren't you focusing on that BISI right there, right? Where is this BISI in reference to our look back, right? The BISI is in the premium of our range, right? What type of PD array is a BISI? Is it a bullish or bearish PD array? Talk to me, right? A BISI is what? A bullish or bearish PD array. Bullish, very good, right? If it's a bullish PD array, we don't want to focus on a bullish PD array that's in the premium of our move, right? If we're looking at our overall range, we don't want to focus on the bullish PD arrays in the premium of our move, right? So that's why we're looking at that SIBI, right? We're looking at that SIBI because that's a bearish PD array, is up here in the premium. And we're looking at this order block that's a bullish PD array and it's down here in the discount, right? So we're focusing for our entire range. Not to say you can't use this. You can use this. Why? For lower time frame stuff. because like we just saw, you can run quadrants in between here. So you can run quadrants on this for lower time frame trading opportunities. Okay. But when you're looking at your range, you want to identify the PD arrays that supports or invalidates the thesis of the entire range. Okay. That's how you pick out the PD arrays that you're going to be focusing on inside your dealing range. All right. Now, let's put the meat back on the bone. Anybody got any questions on that? All right. And as we look here, get out of here. As we look here, we can see just on the daily chart, right? As we see on the daily chart, here we go here. Last week, Thursday, right? We traded down into the inversion fair value gap, right? Got a reaction off of it, right? Then we open up on Friday, gap down on Friday, traded down below the inversion fair value gap, right? So now we're looking for it to act as a reclaimed fair value gap, right? Where is this happening? It's happening right here at this quadrant level. We drop down with an opportunity to create a SIBI, that size right there, right? We expand with an opportunity to create a SIBI that's in line with that quadrant level, right? Time is meeting price. Why? Because these quadrants are fragmentations of time, right? The algorithm understand that high was made at a certain time. That low was made at a certain time. It exists because of a certain time. Looking 20 days back, that's the highest high, that's the lowest low. So these quadrant levels are fragmentations of this time. So when we come down, and now the algorithm has an opportunity to create a SIBI on that fragmentation of time. Okay. And not only is it forming a SIBI on that fragmentation of time, right? It's also disrespecting a bullish order block in that same fragment of time. It's also reclaiming a bearish fair value gap in that same fragmentation of time, right? So on this daily time frame, when I'm trading below this bullish order block on this daily time frame, on some level of time below this daily, I am creating a bearish breaker. Oh my God. I'm asleep. I'm creating a bearish breaker on some lower time frame. And so on the intraday time frames, when I open up, I'm trading back up. Not only am I creating an immediate rebalance, I'm trading up into a bearish breaker right there, and I drop. And where is that? That's on that magical. Oh my goodness. Oh my. Somebody better stop him. They better stop him. I'm gonna have to take this video down. They gonna ban me from YouTube. Right. So we trade back up. We create the immediate rebalance right here at that magical line, at that lower time frame breaker, at that reclaimed fair value gap, the one that we started watching from when we formed this. We trade into that reclaimed fair value gap, and we trade all the way down into the bullish order block that we were watching, right? We trade down to mean threshold. Well, we don't make it to mean threshold. We trade down below the lower quadrant, right? I think we might have hit mean threshold if we look at the whole order block. Let's look at the whole order block and see. All right. So if we whole order block, we come to mean threshold, right? And look at the body, where the body closed. Oh, that's beautiful, right? So the entire order block with the wick, right? We come to mean threshold, body respecting it beautifully, right? Not including the whole thing. We come down to the upper quadrant and fail to reach mean threshold, right? And then we open up this day and we trade down and we do not take out that low, not showing a willingness to continue down at this point, right? So we've come down to mean threshold of the entire order block, and I undid too much. All right. We come down to mean threshold of the entire order block here, and then we do it from wick, from body to body, like I like to do it, right? We don't make it to mean threshold, and then we're at the upper quadrant, right? Remember, we're grading this order block. Where are your trading opportunities going to set up? At the quadrants, right? We're right here at the quadrant, right? We don't go down, take out that low. What is this quadrant doing? Acting as support. If you grade the entire thing, what is this quadrant doing? Acting as support. Okay. Then we trade back up and we come back up into that reclaim fair value gap today. And then we stop right there. Now, let's go a little bit deeper than that, right? We're going to go a little bit deeper than that. We're going to go down to a 60-minute time frame for today, right? 60-minute time frame. This is today's price action. We started right here, right? This is where today's price action started at, right? This is today's price action, right? If you look here, right, when we first came in, right, the only thing I had on the charts was right, this is what I had on the charts right here. We first came in, prior day high, right? This 60-minute SIBI right here, right? And then if I go down to a 15-minute, I have a 15-minute SIBI in that same area mark that I just find it low. Instead of having the whole 60 minutes just sitting here, I got the 60 minutes showing on the 60 and the 15 showing on the 15. All right. Now, looking at that, right? Tim, why, right? Tim, why did you pick that SIBI, right? Why did you pick that SIBI as the place you're watching, right? This is where price opened up right here. Why did you pick that SIBI right there? Same thing. Has to do with time, right? This is our 20-day look back, right? This SIBI right here is in conjunction with that quadrant level right there. This SIBI right here is the first SIBI that was created before we came down, right? Swept out this liquidity. That's the first SIBI in the drop, right? We're opening up here, right? I'm not looking at that SIBI because we traded up into it there, came back down, right? But when we was over here, I was looking at that SIBI. When it was down here somewhere, I was looking at that SIBI right there, right? If y'all remember, we had that SIBI highlighted yesterday. Rewind the tape, go look at it. Y'all remember, that's the SIBI we was watching, and price came up there and we traded into it and we went down, we traded back to it, we went down, traded back to it, went down. We just hung out at that SIBI all day long, right? So then, same thing. That SIBI there, picked it, it's in line with that quadrant from our 20-day look back, right? Not only is it in line with that quadrant from our 20-day look back, right? It is, this is the reclaim from the daily. That's that daily one we was watching from way back over here. It's that same daily SIBI there, right? So now I got that. I'm watching that. I'm looking at that prior day high. Why am I looking at that prior day high? Because right now, we've been trading down, right? Remember we said, right, we have been trading down, but price is not showing a willingness to keep tanking, right? It's not showing a willingness to keep tanking. We have said here, we were on the right side of a market maker buy model, right? It was on the right side of a market maker buy model. We had traded above this intermediate term high, right? Whenever we trade above, right, an intermediate term high, what do? We anticipate a deeper retracement, right? When we traded above that, we anticipating a deeper retracement. In this case, we came all the way down into a discount of our 20-day look back, right? Once we came down into a discount of our 20-day look back, right? Price stopped showing a willingness to go lower at our 20-day look back discount PD array. This is our anticipatory reactionary point. When price comes down, well, what do we say? When price touches the levels that we have annotated as anticipatory reactionary points, that's when we look for something to happen. That's when we're looking for our trading setups, right? Where are we looking for our trading setups set? We're looking for our trading setups at the quadrant levels, right? So what do you notice about this intraday time? We have a SIBI created on that quadrant level that's resting inside this anticipatory reactionary point, right? We have a BISI at this quadrant level that's resting, I don't know what I just did, inside of this anticipatory reactionary point right here, right? So it's forming these PD arrays at these magical quadrant levels, right? So then we come up here. We talked about this. We was watching this the other day. We traded up to it, right? Came back down, went back up to it, came back down, right? But what are we dropping down into? This SIBI, right? Right here, when we're coming down, yes, this is the first SIBI. But this is the first fair value gap right there. Tim, why do you say that? Because we're leaving all of this price right here and we create an imbalance, right? That fair value gap is created in line with that low. What's being utilized as support? That first fair value gap, right? Now, when we come back to the first imbalance that was created, right? That's why we're looking at this now, because this was the first imbalance that was created. So we watching this to see if we get back above it. We want this to be used as an inversion fair value gap. Why? Because we're on the right side of a market maker buy model. Remember, we said that back here, right? We're on the right side of, so we're looking for this to become an inversion to take price up, right? What do? Close back above it, right? It's an inversion now. This was this morning. Remember this morning when we just took off in the first 15 minutes and just sliced through all of this right here, right? Where did price never come back down to? Right? We never came back down here, right? We came back down into that BISI, right? We came back down into that BISI. Why? We did not need to come back down here anymore because we came here, right? We offered all of this back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Then we displaced away, right? So this inversion fair value gap, it has served its purpose, and we just cut through this, all of this right here, like butter. So since we cut through all of that like butter, that is now a balanced price range, right? Right. All of this here, right? Everything in this area here, all of that is now a balanced price range, all of this. And price comes down into this BISI, right? Leaving this balanced price range. Once it drops down in there, offers this price, right? Once it drops down there, offers that price, it says up. I don't need to go any further, right? We can get on up out of there. All right. And then we slowly move our way back up. But where is all of this transpiring? All of this is transpiring inside that SIBI right there, right? That SIBI is in conjunction with that quadrant right there, right? Not only is that SIBI there in conjunction with that quadrant, right? When we look at our first, right, bullish fair value gap right there, right? That first one there, now that we're below it, right? We're looking to see if it acts as a inversion fair value gap, right? We first trade up into it. We trade all the way up, right? We poke up here, right? This over here when I made my money, right? Because we traded up into the inversion, right? After this large takeoff, we traded up, repriced this, and we start to displace down, right? So took me a little short, coming back down to there, right? Boom, got my money, the 25 point short right there, got my money right there, and I was done for the day. Why? Because I already understood we're not going all the way back down here. I'm just going to get my money. It's Friday. We may rally to the moon, and we may just do hang out. Why? Because price has been making a big move, hanging out, making a big move, hanging out, making a big move, hanging out, right? But where's it hanging out at? Come back up here, right, into that SIBI that's in conjunction with that magical quadrant line right there, right? And then when we go down to the 15-minute time frame, right, remember we talked about, I refined it down to the 15-minute time frame, and lo and behold, right, there's that, it's a SIBI there, that first SIBI we created. Where is that? In line with that magical quadrant line right there, right? And as price traded back up into it here, you see we came up here. That's that first 15-minute candle. That was the high of it. As we started at 10 o'clock, what did we trade up to? We traded up to consequent encroachment of that 15-minute SIBI, right? That's the consequent encroachment, right? We dropped down, right? We traded down, and we came back down there. Oh, what's that over there, Tim? What's that right there? If you look here, that's that bullish fair value gap, right? Remember that book? Remember we talked about it took off and price traded back down into the bullish fair value gap. This is the 15-minute fair value gap on that time frame right there, right? Where did price come down to? Oh, that says that a 15-minute SIBI over there. Oh, let's go back over here and see what that is. Oh, would you look at that right there? Could that be the first SIBI that was created in this drop right here before we went down? And then we came back down into that SIBI right there inside of that BISI right there, right? Right after they swept those highs. And remember what we said about being able to run your quadrants in between. I know it's somebody that don't. I know it's somebody that we're just gonna come here and do it anyway, right? I'm gonna click there, and we're gonna come down, and we're gonna click. Oh my goodness, y'all don't see what I see. Y'all do not see what I see. Y'all do not see that this BISI is right there on that upper quadrant right there. Y'all don't see that. Y'all, when we took off like this right here, we just blasted off. We took off like that. Y'all don't see why once we got up here, I said I knew we weren't coming back down here. Y'all don't see that BISI right there. Now, this is the first BISI right there. When we coming out of this range right here. So now all of this right here is a balanced price range. And this BISI is in conjunction with that magical quadrant line. That breaking market structure right there is connected to that magical quadrant line. And you remember what we said when we got that breaking market structure right there on some time frame, right? Even this time frame right here, right? When we come up, down, up, right? We got up close candles right there. That's a breaker right there. We're trading down into that breaker. We're trading down into that first SIBI as we dropped, right? And we're going back up off of that, right? We're going back up off. This stuff is, oh my God, this stuff is so freaking powerful. It's so freaking powerful, right? If we come here and we put quadrants on the quadrants, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, you can't tell me. You can't tell me that this SIBI is on a magical quadrant line right there. It can't be there. That, hold on. Let me blow this up. Let me blow this up. Let me hold on. I want to make sure that I'm seeing this correctly. Let me see here. I want to make sure that I'm seeing this correctly. I've got to make, wait a minute, let me see. Yep. Let me see. Yep, that's a quadrant line. That's a SIBI right there. Right. Oh, yeah. Then I come back over here. Then I come back here inside of this. Right. We got a BISI right here. That BISI was connected to a quadrant line. And then we got a balanced price range down here. Then we trade down into that inversion fair value gap. And the bodies are respecting the consequent encroachment. And we trade up. And then, oh, wait a minute. Then we got a bullish order block in line with a quadrant line with a BISI that's in line with a quadrant line. And we trade down into that order block, right? Because right now we got high resistance in here, and in high resistance we anticipate to trade all the way back down to the order block, or maybe even the rejection block. It comes down to that order block, and it's right there at that quadrant line. And then we rally back up, and we go up, and we set relative equal highs, and then we start consolidating right here inside of that. I think that was like a BISI or something over there that we had highlighted right here. We didn't color it the right thing, but we're consolidating inside of there toward the end of the day. And that's up there. Oh my goodness. I think I'm done. I think I'm done. I don't know. I don't know if y'all can see what I see. I don't know if this made any sense to y'all, but when you think about time and you think about price, right? You're breaking down let's look at one other thing. Let's go in there and look at one other thing. Let's see if we can see something else that will blow our mind. Let's look at one other thing real quick. I'll leave it on 15-minute. Let me take some of this stuff off of there. Let's go back to our original stuff that we was watching. Okay, so all right, we're looking here. Oh, this was our original thing over here, right? So looking here, right? This SIBI right here, right? That's in line with that quadrant right there. That SIBI right there. That SIBI is a 9:30 candle, right? That's the 9:30 open. That's a very important time, right? That's the 9:30 open, and it's in line with a quadrant level, right? So a very important time. Now, it ain't gonna always be 9:30. It ain't gonna always be, but when you understand that time is king, right? You see that 9:30 is a very important time inside of the time is king graphic, right? So you got a very important time when the algorithm created it at a fractal of a important time at a quadrant level, right? And it's a specific type of P. It's the first one, right? So you got all of these important time factors when that was created. Okay. When that was created, that was like one of them that we were watching, right? And just deep diving into it, right? It's happening at a very important time. All right. Um, let's find another one here that we were watching. Okay, here we go. Here we're looking at this Sibi right here, that Sibi there, right? I'm just going through here, just looking at it, right? When we're doing this live together, that Sibi right there, that is the 8 o'clock candle, right? Tim, what's significant about the 8 o'clock candle? Let's go see, right? Macro times, macro windows, right? They are 10 minutes before and 10 minutes after the hour, right? So where does 8 o'clock fall? 8 o'clock falls right slap in the middle of a macro time. It's in a macro window, right? So if we come here and we find it's 10 minutes before and 10 minutes after the hour, okay? So we come over here, we find 7:50, right? Oh, these 15-minute candles. So let me, it's kind of wonky. So let's go to 5 minutes. But anyway, you get it. 8 o'clock, right? So let's go to, that's inside that macro window because it's 15-minute candles, right? So if we come here and put it on 5-minute candles, right? And then we mark out our 750 over to 810, right? 750 over to 810, right there, right? So this is our 750 over, I said 810, yeah, 810, yeah, 750 to 810, all right? So 750 to 810, right? So our Sibi falls inside of that window, right? Because it's the 8 o'clock candle, right? This is the 8 o'clock candle. So with this 8 o'clock candle that's happening during that macro time, right? So this right here, this is happening during that macro window, right? This drop here, when we're getting this drop, is forming this Sibi and it's happening on that 8 o'clock candle. 8 o'clock is during that macro window, right? So a special time when that's being created. And then now we've learned that when we ran those quadrants, when we ran the quadrants there, at that time, it was creating. If we come here, go there, random quadrants to there, right? There. At this time here, right? We're interacting. Oh, that was the more fractal one, this one here. When we came from here to here, right? When we fractalized it right there. So for this range here, price traded up to that quadrant level and then dropped down to that quadrant level for this range here. But when it came up to that quadrant level for this range, let me change it so that they look different. All right. I'm going to put this one as dashes and make it smaller, right? So now we can see the difference in them, right? We traded up to this quadrant level that's in between here, right? Then as we drop down, right, for the quadrant levels in between there, we created that Sibi at a specific time. We traded back up into that Sibi, and then we drop down to continue lower, right? Time, right? So the time aspect in the sense of time and a time aspect in the sense of fractalizing the time, right? These key levels of this specific range of time, right? These magical fib tools will help you all day long. Now, you don't have to put a million fibs on there, but I'm adding all these extra fibs to show you exactly the fractal nature of price, right? We're watching this because this was the first one that was created when price did something. Why did the algorithm create that? Because time, at this time, it was at that quadrant. This was the first one. It came back to that time because of that quadrant to continue down. The same way we did it on the daily time frame, right? Because you make the ranges for your future trading opportunities, right? So when we made the range, right? Remember, this range is made because of this area here. How we ran this from here to here, right? We ran this from there to there, right? So this range already exists. Moving forward in time, right? Now we have these quadrants in between there. Moving forward in time, we come up to that quadrant, right? Right. So now that we come up to this quadrant, this time is in here. So inside there, right? We come up, we create a PD rate on that quadrant level, right? And then we come back. Where's the trading opportunity? On that quadrant level. What is that? That's between the upper and lower quadrant of that range. Isn't that the same thing we talked about on the daily time frame? It happens over and over and over and over again. And if you didn't get nothing out of this life, I apologize. But I can't say it no simpler than that. Hey, man. Hopefully, y'all got something out of this, man. Hopefully, y'all got something out of this. That's all I got. Do anybody got anything for me? Quick question. Did this make sense to anybody? Hmm?
Yes, sir.
All right. All right. Didn't sound too convincing, but I'll take it. I would take it. I would take it.
So do you have like several charts open up and you like have one chart strict? I know when you showing us on the analysis and stuff how you have multiple time frames open, but do you have another chart open up that has those quads kind of separately so you can kind of look back and forth so it doesn't get too messy? Or you
Nah,
just
man, I think
you
made
just
my head hurt. I have it. It looked just like I look at the chart just like how I look at it when I'm doing with y'all, right? So basically, instead of having my like this my 15 minute, this my 5 minute, and then I have my 1 minute, like it'll be on another screen, but it's the exact same stuff on there. You see what I'm saying? Like this, all I got on there. I just got the stuff that I'm like, I done deleted all that other stuff off now that we was just doing. And the only thing that's on there now is that fib. So when I'm looking at my 1 minute time frame, right? Let's just say I'm looking at my 1 minute, I'm here, right? Let's just say I'm right here and we're looking at the 1 minute. So my 15 minute would be like over here somewhere, maybe. Let me do this right here to make it easy on myself. Put a line there. Yeah, I did pretty good there because there's the line right there. And then my 5 minute would be here. Right. So that it'll look like that. That's what it looked like. I'm just watching. I know the key levels that I'm looking at, right? And if I have like any quads I got on there, like my 20-day look back, it'll be there. And if I have like a key PD array that I'm watching, like for example, I think I had this 60-minute over here. Right. So I had this 60-minute here highlighted there. Quads. Right. And then when I went down to the 15-minute time frame, right, it was like taken down to the 15-minute where I had this one here marked out. So this one here, don't want it on the minutes. Right. So I got that on the 1 hour like that. Right. And then a 15-minute one, and then a 5-minute one there. And so I'm gonna do it like this. I'm gonna pretend like, so we can look at both of them. I'm gonna put this on. I'm just gonna put this on the 50. Wait a minute. I'm gonna need another one. So I'm put this on this one and below. Current and below. Right. Then I'm go back to my 60. Go back to my 60-minute here. Make this on the current and below. But then I'm gonna make this. I'm just pretending like this is the 60. So I go back to the 1 minute here. So now the 1 minute showing everything. Oh no, you know what? Yeah. So I put this one on. Yeah, so we'll just have to deal with it on the 1 minute, right? So let me find my line. All right. So looking at the 1 minute, see how I can get to be too much. It's like 2 minute lines, right? That's why I be fractalizing it, where, you know what I'm saying? I'm only looking at the 60-minute on the 60-minute, then the 15, then as I go lower and lower and lower, I don't want all them extra lines. But if I'm watching price, right, this what it's gonna look like. See, I got too much going on here. But anyway, so I'm looking at it here, right? Watching this PD array. So when I'm looking at my 1 minute here, I'm watching price over here to see, okay, when do I want to react? Okay. Right. So price trades down into this 15-minute inversion fair value gap, right? So once price gets down into the 15-minute inversion fair value gap, now I'm paying attention. I want to see price offer me something, right? I'm looking for something that I can buy, right? So we come down into the 15-minute inversion fair value gap right there, right? So then we trade up here, right? We still down here, not it's not really doing anything. We trade back up to this quadrant right there, into a bearish order block on that quadrant, and we push back down, right? We come back down, respecting the what's the name here? We trade up, right? And we create relative equal highs, right? So it's starting to get my interest. We engineer relative equal highs, but it still ain't giving me nothing that, you know what I'm saying, I can really buy off of. Okay, so we come back down here, right? We still haven't got a breaking structure yet, right? Yeah, I'm interested, but we ain't got no breaking structure yet. All right, so we come back down, we're trading down, we come back here, right? We set relative equal lows, and we trade up, right? Still, right? We still, right, respecting this. We trade up, then we come here, and then we come down during a macro window right here, and we sweep liquidity, and then we come up and get a break and structure right there, right? Once we sweep liquidity and get a break in structure, right? After seeing this, I already noticed, right, when we got this change in state delivery, we respect this bullish fair value gap right there on that quadrant level right there, right? We still don't have a breaking structure, but I'm interested now because we're sweeping liquidity during a macro time, right? We come up and we displace away, creating a bullish fair value gap on this quadrant line, creating an inversion fair value gap. What is that? The very first SIBI created before we came down and swept this liquidity, right? So now we got a inversion fair value gap and a bullish fair value gap on this quadrant line right there. So here we trade down into it. You can buy it there, or you can wait until we get a higher break-in market structure here, right? Because you can trade this here to go back to the relative equal highs, or you can wait for it to give you a more commanding break-in structure outside of this. Then we trade back down into it right there at the quadrant, right? And then we come back up to the high right there, right? And all of that is based off of looking at what we're doing on the 15-minute, right? We're looking at what we're doing on the 15-minute over here, and then watching the 1 minute for signatures. And then you see how the quadrants from that higher time frame is being utilized inside here by the algorithm, create and key PD arrays, because it's going to respect those quadrants of algorithmic footprints. And you don't need like a million different quadrants on there, because as long as you know why you're putting the quadrants there, you got a narrative to trade behind. Zoom user, I don't know who that is, so you got to let me know who you are before I let you in. We ain't gonna try to get no crank yankers in here tonight. That makes sense, Yolanda?
Yes, that makes sense.
I appreciate the simplified explanation tonight. You're very welcome. Yes, it was really good, B. Hey man, I got to be stopped, man. I got to be stopped. They're gonna ban me. I'm him knowledge. You still in here or you gone? You still in here? I'm him knowledge. I'm him knowledge probably ain't in here. I'm him knowledge. That ain't a name that I'm familiar with. And people that be coming around, if they ain't true blue gang, they ain't gonna be hanging. Oh, he's still here. What's up? I'm him knowledge. I'm here knowledge still in here, man. Hey, that's all I got, man. Hopefully y'all got something out of this. If y'all didn't, I jollipize, man. I promise I'll try again the next time to maybe share something that might help somebody. I don't know, man. For me, man, hey, it don't get no better than this. It don't get no better than this. But you know, as long as you got a plan, man, with good risk to reward, it's money to be made in this market. You can trade chart patterns, you can trade trend lines, you can trade indicators. As long as you got a strategy and good risk management, as long as you know why you're pushing the button and got good risk management, can't beat it, man. But if there's nothing else, I'm looking at the chat. Zoom user, you still ain't told me who you were, so you will not be coming in. Zoom user, if I ain't even got the link in the YouTube no more, so I don't even know who that is trying to come in. I'll see that. Let me see. Yeah, they said what's name left. She left. She was popping as Zoom user, but it said she left. And SJ, if that's you trying to get back in again, hey, I jollipies. I ain't taking no chances on letting nobody in when I don't know who it is. And had the wrong thing. I was trying to see if I could. Okay. I know last time it said something about the waiting room don't support reactions or something like that. Okay, that's SJ. What's going on, SJ? Did you have something? Now watch it pop up. Oh yeah.
No, it is SJ, but I was trying to sign up with my link, that link and that code, and that's what I was calling you about. So I don't know if you want to end your YouTube or what, but that's what I was having an issue signing up, and I didn't know how to. I didn't want to message you and get away from me. So that's me.
Okay, all right. Just hold on for a second. All right. YouTube land. I appreciate y'all for hanging out with me, man. Let me find the right thing. I don't want to hit the wrong button. Hold on, y'all. Cause I'm good for hitting the wrong button. Okay, I got it. Hey man, if this was your first time tuning in to Tim's Tidbit, I appreciate y'all for tapping in, man. If it is your first time, you probably ain't here no more. Cause I've been on here for a while. But again, I like to appreciate y'all. I say thank you for tuning in to another episode of Tim Tidbit. If you don't know who I am, my name is Timothy Lee Rogers, aka Aranya Grande. That just means big spot if you know how blue and Espanol. Y'all be safe out here in them trading streets, man. Gone.